Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door, or Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of Direwolf20's 1.18 mod pack. This is episode 46. Let's get right into this. So I'm currently down in the ore laser area, and I have the breakable ores that, fortune can be applied to down here in these drawers, while every other thing with chunks is currently being stored in netherite chest with 4 tier 4 stack upgrades in there. So, what we're actually going to do is we're going to be using modular routers to place these blocks and then deconstructors from refined storage to actually place the blocks. So let's actually get all of this stuff placed here, right? And that should be good. We're also going to say whitelist, and that should prevent things from breaking, okay? For now, because we're actually going to whitelist all of the ores whenever we can here. All right, so let's just do whitelist. No, that's not what I meant. Whitelist. Whitelist. Keep clicking the wrong one. And whitelist. Alrighty. And over here, we actually don't need these polar upgrades. Don't know why I still have them. We are actually going to be putting... we can actually get all the items. So lapis, diamond, niter, sulfur, certus, and fluorite. And we can actually just insert them into all 4 of these upgrades. And we'll put this down here. Actually, hold on. Before I forget, we want to place this in the front, whitelist, and whitelist. Okay, that's good. We're all good. Now let's pop this into here. We can take out the blast upgrade in this one for right now. Okay, all of these were used for the wither skeleton building. So let's just pull all those out. Put the new ones in, and we will just empty all these out and throw them back in the system because I kind of forgot about their existence. So let's get rid of those. Let's also get rid of the polar upgrades. And what should happen now, if everything is good, so we actually need to turn this to never, never, and never. Okay. I believe never is the right thing. Then let's grab some pipes. And we actually need 6 upgrades. So at pipes, we'll grab all 6 of these. And we're going to do crescent hammer. There we go. I'm actually going to disconnect all of these at first, because I want to set up around Robin, so everything kind of gets thrown in here at one point, right? So we'll go for ultimate pipes. Could done laser IO, didn't. It's fine. Round robin, round robin. But of course, if something is full, it won't be able to go in there anyway. So keep that in mind as well. Alrighty. And then we can connect back the modular routers. And I think this needs to be an always. Yeah, so always is the correct one. Alright. And then over here, we actually need to make sure we put the ores in here. Turn in the fortune upgrade, throw some speed. Okay. So fortune, speed. And I'm missing an ore probably in this one. 1, 2, 3. So no, I got all 6 in there. And fortune 3, speed upgrades. There we go. And in here as well. And of course, I could definitely upgrade this to like 6 block breakers or 6 deconstructors, but I think this is fine for now. This will take a long while to actually ever catch up. It is just going to be a long time, especially because we have, 4.6 thousand sulfur. So I could definitely get more deconstructors or destructors, but I do need to get fortune upgrades and all of that jazz. So that is a thing to keep in mind. Let's go to the muffle. I believe it's this one. I didn't mean to set anchor here, but that's fine. We'll say block Destructor. Refined storage. Okay, so it's just block breaking. Let's look up break. Let's go for this. And we'll just turn it down a little bit. Because I'm going to constantly hear it. You guys may not hear it, but I can constantly hear it. So, this should work. You know, it'll get through Lapis, hopefully, at some point. Because, I mean, it is cruising, right? We could probably get speed upgrade. Yeah, this for modular routers. Right? And this should just constantly place much quicker. Let's see. At modular. Speed upgrades. We just grab 6 of them. How many can I throw in here? Hold I for more information. The max is 9. Yeah, see how quick that is? Okay, so let me get more of these. What do we need? So we need blank upgrades. We'll just grab a stack of those. Okay, so there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And actually, this would be 4 because the 4th one is already got some in there. Okay. All right. And then in here. And then in here. All right, so everything should be a lot more constant. That should just speed through it. You can see we're dropping on Lapis. Okay. But everything else looks like it's doing decently. You know, uranium, we have 2.6 in this one, 2.1 in that one, 3.7 in that one. And this was the first one, remember? So that's why it's got more than any of them. 2.6 in that one. And this, of course, is for sulfur, right? So this shouldn't be getting too much, but it does have, you know, a decent chunk of stuff in here. Same thing with this one. This one is diamonds, but it has, you know, a decent amount of everything. I think it might be picking up like iridium, because this is a light blue. Yeah, so light blue, and this one as well is light blue. So just keep that in mind. Health boost 5, huh? Or was that 4? It's probably 4. But yeah, see how quickly we're decreasing? Look at that. That is crazy. And we should switch to a different ore in a bit. I'm gonna actually let this go for a little bit. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more materials so we can actually get onto the next thing, which is not this. We're actually not finishing this up on camera. I'm going to be doing this off camera, mostly because there is a few things that, you know, I really just think we've kind of covered. It's going to be a lot like this. I'm probably going to be putting a crafting upgrade for the enriching factory. So it is only, or well, kind of a regulator type of thing. So whenever this has a certain amount in it, we want to, of course, shut these down, especially for like the diamond generation, because that, you know, is a lot more intensive. So maybe we might even keep the whole, you know, single enrichment factory line that does diamond and refined obsidian and all that. So there's quite a bit of things that I need to figure out with that, which we're kind of just going to leave on its own as of current. The mechanisms, thermal evaporation chambers. So this is kind of our next thing, which we have basically everything. But yeah, see, we're going to need advanced control circuits, and we're going to need a lot of those. Well, I guess not really a lot, because they are the evaporation valves. Before we forget, let's actually just auto craft this stuff. Right? That is wrong. So let's get rid of that. Let's go for pain. There we go. But we will be doing these. We also need to get solar panels auto crafted. But we don't have a whole lot of osmium either, I don't think. Yeah, osmium is something we kind of don't have a whole lot of. But we're going to need a whole lot of osmium because we do want solar panels, which I do have. How many is that? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 in here. Not a whole lot. So we'd want this. We'd want a pane. I really need to just get rid of these. So there's that. And then we use this for this. And then we use these for this. And we need 4 per thermal evaporation chamber. So, yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, let me be right back. Let me actually get osmium. I think we are generating some of it in here. Yeah, we have like 443 raw osmium. I think we can definitely get a decent amount. Hmm. The bad thing is we need brine before we can do anything, really. So, yeah, let me wait for this to kind of catch up a little bit here. And I'm going to get an area ready for the thermal evaporation chambers. Alrighty, so how we're going to do this is build out a 4x4. Well, I believe it's 4. From what I can read, the minimum is like a 4x4, and you build it up to max of 3, or min of 3, max of 18. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab our building gadget, which I don't know if will work here because it's a tidal entity, I believe, or a variation of one, I guess. But let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's make sure that we're actually counting because it looks like I doubled some. So we'll go here to the bottom. Okay, so that's 18 blocks. So let's see if this is the right height. We should get... Oop, I did not have enough. I didn't grab enough. I made plenty, but I didn't grab enough apparently. All right, so let's go here, here, here. I really think that this should be a bit bigger than 4. Because it's going to be like off center. So let me actually try doing it this way. Okay, so the minimum is 4x4. Let's actually add to this real quick so we can get up to 18 here. So we'll stand right here and we'll just start tossing on the blocks on top. And what I believe we can do is kind of get this all set up with water. So throw a sink in the front, and we should be able to kind of copy gadget this. I'm not 100% sure if that will work, but we can actually try. And what I'm going to do now is actually take our solar panels that we have currently on hand, because I haven't actually thrown the other ones in the crafting pattern in there yet, but we can grab 4 of these and we can actually just plop them all onto here. They will generate power while they're up here, but they don't. There's no real point in using them as of current, so just keep that in mind. All right, so this is too tall. So if we actually plop these down a layer, right? So if we go here and we grab our other solar panel, all right, we take off these blocks here. This should be a full advanced thermal evaporation plant, right? So what we need to do now is actually get water. So if we actually grab a sink, which I don't know if I actually have any. So a sink here. I don't have a bucket of water, so let me go grab one and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have a sink. We probably do need to put another valve in here, which I think we can just do right here. This should be like the output, this should be the input. And what we'll do here is we'll grab a at pipes. We can just craft up a couple of these bad boys. Grab the fluid pipes, and this might actually be gas that gets outputted. I'm not 100% sure, but we do have gas pipes from the pipes mod if that is the case as well. So there we go. So we've got brine. Okay. So if we look at this, is this gas or is this fluid? I'm not 100% sure. So let's grab a tank from Mechanism Ultimate. set this here and see if we can export the brine. Okay, so this is a fluid. Okay, that is awesome. At least I believe. Okay, so we can then throw on a pipes upgrade. So this just exports quicker. All right. And we can see that this is completely empty. It is going. And I believe the actual inside, yeah, it's like full of water, which is pretty cool. But we will need to figure out a solution for the fluid, which, since we know that dynamic tanks are a thing in this, I honestly think we could use these to make a decently sized tank, like right here. Let's go a little bit this way. Where's my shovel? All right, so let's go not too crazy here, but then we'll throw the dynamic tank. Of course, we do need to keep in mind where the actual thermal thing is. Let's go actually back a block here as well. So we'll go here, go back one more. Okay. And let's grab a dynamic valve, which I guess we could throw right here. Let's actually grab another one. Where is... Okay, so dynamic valve, which requires a control circuit. So dynamic. Okay. We'll just grab a couple of these and some structural glass, which the structural glass we'll need a little bit more of. And let's craft, or build, not craft, the rest of this here. Of course, we'll need more dynamic. This is just going to be back and forth. I need to get this stuff to auto crafting. Now that I know I'm going to use it, we need to get this on auto crafting ASAP, which I will do probably off camera. Okay. And of course, we can expand this quite largely if we really wanted to. I don't know the max and min of this. I probably could look it up if I really wanted to. But for now, I think we're good. And that should be a dynamic tank. Should be, keyword. Doesn't look like it worked because I haven't filled in the top. That might be a problem if I don't fill in the top. Okay. So we should then be able to... Oh, I need to throw some stuff away here. Dirt, stone, there we go. What I want to do is I actually want to keep piping into this. So let's see. Let's actually move this up. And this might just lose all of our fluid, but that's fine. I want to keep this buffer here as well. So we'll do that. And of course, we'll want to throw a pipe upgrade in here. Okay. And we also do need to set this to fluid. Nope. Am I doing this wrong? Okay, so it needs to come out of the bottom of this. So if we actually just go ahead and put this here, not that, this, and we put this here, this should work. All right, let me grab my grid. Let's go for pipes again. Okay, that should empty that out real quick. But this should hold 42 million buckets. That's not too bad. Alrighty. So I'm going to let this build up some brine. Then we'll actually get to using it in a little bit here. I'm actually going to also set up the dynamic tank stuff to actually auto craft as well. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so after a little while, we have a little bit of change, right? So we have, I believe, 16. I might be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm wrong. 8. Oh, well, actually, yeah, there's 12, 16. Okay, so I do have 16 evaporation multi-blocks here. And I have 2 dynamic tanks. The reason I have 2 is this is kind of the major buffer, and this is a max size 18 by 18 by 18. So that's awesome. It holds 2 megatons of fluid, right? That is a lot of fluid. I'm not even going to sit there and count how much that is. It might be 2 billion. It might be a little bit more. Is that actually 2 billion? So you've got hundreds, thousands, millions. Okay, so it is 2 billion. And what we're going to be doing with this is actually going to be processing this actually here, right? So what I want to do is I've got electrolytic separators, or which is the machine that we need to actually separate this into the fluid we need. So what we're going to do is actually going to set this here. And I have 8 of these. And actually, it might not be the best idea to set these here because they do have specific outputs, I believe. So if we actually look at this machine before we do anything, let's see. So if we clear the sides, I think we can do it this way. So let's do this. Let's grab fluid. Where is my grid? There it is. So let's grab a fluid card or 2. I think we only need 1 really, but that'll be all right. We'll just do insert, and let's grab our laser wrench. We'll do this. Okay. And we can see that this is producing sodium and it's producing chlorine. Sodium, I believe, is not really something we need. I mean, unless we get to the fission reactor. I don't think liquid sodium is really used for anything either. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay. So we may not really keep that too much. We could probably get a thing for it and call it a day. And then chlorine, which is actually what we need to get hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride can then make osmium shards. And that's kind of where we're going to kind of start here. So we can get crystals. Crystals are from clean. They're from dirty. They're from sulfuric acid, which is our kind of next step, is to get sulfur dioxide. But we're actually going to get this stuff first, since we're already here. All right, so let's just put down a few of these bad boys. And we will just do all 8. Alrighty. Let's grab 8 different fluid nodes. So let's go here. So we need 6, I believe, in total. And we're just going to insert into every single one of these. There we go. Oh, I guess I need 1 more. There we go. Didn't grab them all. All right, now we can do this. There we go. And let's actually throw a muffle on here of mechanism. We want electrolytic separator to be turned off. Okay, so you can see that everything is going with this little bit of power that it has. What we need to figure out how to get rid of all of this. And I think what we'll do is we also need to power these. So let's actually grab a laser energy card. Let's grab actually 3 more, I think should be a good number. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're actually just going to throw these into insert. There we go. And then here at the end, we're actually going to extract card overclocker. Okay, there, power. Okay, everything should be getting power. Everything should start separating. And now we need to figure out how to configure these. I believe these are gases, right? So we have cyan and we have the sodium. So blue is sodium and output of cyan is chlorine. Okay. So what we can do is, I believe these are gases, right? So we're looking at gas tab here. We want the chlorine to actually come out of the top. And I think sodium can come out of the front. Okay. And let's actually grab our configuration card here, which we should have. Yep, right here. Okay. And then we'll just right click with all of these to get a basic configuration set. And what we'll need to do is we can either use mechanisms, gas pipes, or just grab some from here, which we've actually never used the gas pipes from pipes in this series because we've actually never touched gases. But if we actually hook these up, so sodium should be the front, right? That's what I set. Oh, and we also do need to get upgrades in these, which sooner or later. So sodium is the front. So let's just go here. All right. And then we can actually grab what is called a chemical tank, I believe, which should be able to store everything we need for sodium. And of course we can upgrade this, and we can upgrade this if I don't tab out on accident. Oh, come on. Let's go ultimate. Let's go tiers, actually. We could just do this. Elite tier, and then ultimate tier. And we can actually just pull this out. So if we set this here, right? And we can click on this, and you can see the storage is 256,000, you know, 250,000, which isn't the greatest. So that's kind of why we want to get a better tier here. So we'll go elite. We'll go ultimate. Now we can store 8.192 million. Okay. And we're just going to clear all sides. And we're going to say to the input is left. And down here you can see this idle. If we actually click just dumping excess, whenever this gets full, it'll just void the rest. That's what we want. Because we don't really need a lot of sodium and all of that jazz. So let's connect all of these. And what should happen now is sodium has been pushed out. And now what we can do is actually grab the rest of these. And we actually need to be able to move this across dimensions because I believe we want to move this over to the overworld at a certain point. I think for now, we actually want to process this stuff. So if we actually look at this, right? So chlorine, we need hydrogen chloride, which is hydrogen. Hydrogen is, let's see, water separated with the electrolytic separator, which isn't that hard, right? So if we set up, you know, a good 4 or 8 of these, we should have tons and tons of hydrogen. So we could make the hydrogen here. And there is actually a block in mechanism called an interloper, I believe. Entangled interloper. Yeah. Quantum entangloper. Porter. Which basically allows for you to transmit basically any resource. I believe. I believe this is what this does. I believe it transports gases. I believe it transports energy. It's basically a tesseract on steroids. To put it simply, it is a lot more expensive because it requires a teleporter core, and it also requires, you know, all of this stuff. So it is expensive, but it will be worth it whenever we get to that point. Alrighty, so let's actually get more electrolytic separators, and we have 8 right here. So what I'm thinking is we actually grab 16 of these. Actually, no, let's just grab 8. 8 for now. If we need more, we'll grab more. Okay. And of course, they're all gonna separate, which is not that great, but that's okay. Now let's actually move this up. Okay, so let's take this, put this here, put this here, and let's actually put these separators back here. So that way we can just run it all off one laser node with energy and all of that. I would love to see Direwolf20 implement cards with gas integration, like with mechanism. You know how interesting that would be? It's kind of like how the pipes mod has it. Probably has a compatibility check. Make sure mechanisms in the pack registers that item, and if it's not, it never registers it, which I've seen a few mods do, which is actually pretty cool. So I think that'd be neat. Anyway, we also need water, which we can actually do. So let's see. Let's try to get a little complicated here. I think we can make this work. So at laser, we'll need, let's grab like 12 cards in here just so we have extra. So what I'm thinking here is we want a whole bunch of inserts, right? And we're actually going to change this to redstone channel 1. I think that's what we want. No, not redstone channel. We want actual channel. Okay. So we're going to change this all to channel orange. And of course, we'll need to grab the rest of these. Okay. So bear with me here. We'll go channel, channel, and we'll throw this into here. You can actually see that there is a little orange sliver in there, which is actually pretty cool, telling you what channel this is. That is awesome. I love that indicator. I really do feel bad for people that are colorblind, but yeah, that's a pretty cool feature. Alrighty. And we'll then grab an extract on that channel with card overclockers, this, and this. And then we'll grab a sink, and we'll actually just set this right here. And what we should be able to do is then put this here. Everything on that channel should get water. And since this isn't on the channel, you can see it's a white channel, it will never get touched. Okay, that's what we want. So now we have water, which is making the oxygen and hydrogen that we need to then move a system over here to actually get the final result, which I honestly kind of just forgot what it's called. What is it called? Hydrogen chloride. And for some reason, this one is actually not getting anything. Why are you not getting anything? It is because you're not connected to the actual system. There we go. Anyway, that's solved. So now we need to get power, which of course we need energy nodes or energy cards. So let's just grab 7 of these. There we go. And we'll just toss these in there if I can actually hit the right one. So there, there, there. And you could definitely do a lot with the channels. I just never really touch them because I don't ever have a use for them. But this can make some very, very complicated systems that, we'll look into in the future. Alrighty. So oxygen, I don't think we really have a use for it. I mean, in the future, for the sulfur trioxide, we could. So, I mean, we can definitely save it. But I think for now, we'll kind of just do what we did for the, what you call it? Chlorine? No, sodium. I was actually just looking at something. What did I just see? So water, oxygen, charcoal makes sulfur dust. Sulfur dust. Is that what I think it is? Huh. I actually did not know that recipe exists. Okay, hold on. How did I find that? So oxygen in the pressurized reaction chamber with a charcoal block equals hydrogen, or equals sulfur dust. sulfur dust, and then can be converted to sulfur dioxide. So we might not need to worry about sulfur. Okay. Well, that's something to look into in the future. But for now, we are actually very over time. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave this system here. We'll finish this up next episode, kind of getting our first major chemical we need to actually progress. We're going to try to save the oxygen. I believe we can set up a sulfur system up here. It is kind of weird that I'm setting all of this system up in the mining dimension. But I want to be able to just transfer this all in one block, or, you know, two or three quantum entangloper things into the overworld, so we just never have to see this whole system, because it would be a hassle just to place any of this anyway. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode, hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!